Our story really began back in 2018. Bridget was playing soccer and she was kicked between the shin guard and the cleat. She was just 6 years old at the time, and in a 6-year-old, that spot's really tiny. We wound up at the local children's hospital and they immediately sent us for an MRI on Friday, and she told us that it was either a bone infection or cancer. They immediately sent Bridget in for a bone biopsy the next morning. I remember getting that phone call, and it's the worst phone call a parent could ever receive. And I remember her saying what we thought was a bone infection was in fact cancer. I wanted her to know that she was going to beat this and we were going to do everything that we could. But she cried because she knew what cancer was, because for the last 2 years, Bridget and I had raised money for St. Jude. In fact, that previous year, she had helped me raise over $20,000, and I was flown to Memphis, Tennessee, to the hospital to see where that money went and the research that was being done and the care that were given to the children and the families. And never imagining that when I left that hospital, being proud of the work that we had done and that we were helping other children, that unfortunately, it would now be our turn. The next day, I applied online to St. Jude, and within 24 hours, we received a phone call saying that we were accepted as patients. 10 weeks of chemotherapy and amputation of her right leg below her knee, and then another 30 weeks of treatment. And Bridget said hello to needles and doctors and hospitals and life of a cancer patient.
So a friend of mine from growing up, Eric Korn, his daughter was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, and they made the decision and went to St. Jude for treatment. After she got back, I was just trying to do something fun with her and see what we could do to raise some money for obviously what's a good cause, and to try to help prevent as much childhood cancer and treat it as much as we can. We talked to the design group and I'm like, you let her roll with it. It's her project and it's going to be her product, and got her ideas initially and sent her away with some big paper drawings of golf bags and say, hey, go put your ideas together and let her fly. And this is what it turned out to be, and it's pretty awesome.
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the cancer symbol for childhood cancer is gold. My first glittered leg was gold, so I wanted to try and see if they could do it. So I chose the color gold to put on the bag.
We had to develop that. We've never done gold legs or a gold top before. So that's a new technology that we've been able to develop just specifically for this bag. So it turned out really cool. You get a unique product that's very limited in what it is. 100% of proceeds goes to St. Jude. Every penny that you're paying for it is going to St. Jude, so it's going to a good cause. And when you carry that bag around, you can tell the story, not only about Bridget, but other childhood cancer patients, survivors, to bring awareness to what's going on and how other people could to help out. Every player in the FedEx St. Jude will get a bag at the beginning of the week. After they're done using them, they'll sign them and they'll give them to St. Jude to auction off.
I think it's going to be really cool to see my bag on TV. I decided to draw the rainbows because my mom had a saying and it said, look past the rain and look for the rainbows. And so I put it on the bag, and so then I decided to add rainbows.
With every challenging part that we went through, we found something positive that came out of it. We could have cried every single day, and we could have been miserable, and we were far from our home and far from our family, and so many challenges in front of us, but we were together and you were getting better. And so we always chose to look at the rainbows instead of the rain that was constantly in front of us.